Okay, hopefully we are back online and we don't have any issues with connectivity. Let's take a look here. It says that it's an excellent connection. Hopefully it stays that way. Looking at it. Keep an eye over on this side. Testing 1 2 3, testing 1 2 3. Looks all right. Okay. We just keep on plugging away. Sheesh. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and minimize this one. Minimize this window. Now I want to check. We're gonna go ahead and get started. The one that I had wanted to do was suggest. So over on here on GIMP, I was thinking I would suggest and do it in mirrored mode. So that would be suggest. Now I can't think of let's see, I would suggest. And let's see, we can go ahead and select all based on color. Select all, cut, and then start again. So I would suggest. What does that look like? Well, to do it justice, we could, let's see, if we do this here, and then we could do like that. That would work, but the problem with this is that could be, let's see, what would happen if you did, that's how you can tell that it's not it's not a double U hook. First of all, there's no word that has that shape to it, and also you can tell because there is a little bit of a longer line. So if you take your time to then develop, so you have I would suggest. There we go. That should do it. So let's put that there, and then that comes down. So this is I would suggest. So you have I would suggest. Okay. Let's make it just a little longer, like that. Okay. Cut the value, and we paste it in Inkscape. And this becomes the pathway. We then go over, we export this. Now we have to go and open up the text editor and put the correct, we have to put the correct pathway in place as normal. Per usual, I should say. And this is I would suggest .svg. And this is, we make it a plain SVG. Export selected only. And we go ahead and replace it. Go ahead and close the file down. And go back over to GIMP. And do it again. So now, worry about. This one is interesting because we can do worry about, like that. Worry about. So we'll try this again. Worry about. Is that clear enough? There we go. There's worry about. We'll cut the value. We'll paste it over here in Inkscape. We apply the change. We export the change. This is worryabout.svg. Close the file down. Start another one. Okay. We then have the word but that. Here we go. But that. Grab the value, cut, we paste. Here, we apply the change. But that.svg. Close without saving. Go back over here to GIMP. And so on and so forth. Next one. As there. Let's add as there. Like that. There's our value. We cut. We paste. We apply the change. Export. Close without saving. Standardized. So standard, what was the one that we did for standardized? Where's our... Oh, we don't have the library pulled up. All right. Go ahead and get that up here. Gregg word lookup. And let's go ahead and make sure that that can be seen in the image. Good, good. Yeah, you guys can see it over there. So let me go back over to Gregg, and I need to go to the properties, open selector, go back in, and then do the Gregg shorthand lookup. And there we go. Hit OK. All right. So let's see here. Going into the website, we then need to look up, what is it? Standardize, right? So, standardized. That's right. Yeah, we need to figure out standardize and standardized. Second thought, no, I'm not going to add that to the dictionary. But what I will add is the phrase is in the. Going back over to GIMP. And we have the phrase is in the. Okay. We cut the phrase. And we paste. Apply the change. Is in the. Close. Next one is ever. Is ever. .svg. Close down. Folder. Oh yes, folder. That was the one where we're taking the tail off a little bit. There we go. And maybe not quite that extreme. Try it again. Cut the value. Paste. Apply change. Export. Yes, I want to replace this one. Close without saving. Snip. There's snip. Cut the value. Paste. Apply the change. Snip.svg. Now we need snippet. Snippet. Extramental. Check out mental. So we need to have that upward curve. Make sure that that is extra. Yep. Here we go. Export. Extramental. Close without saving. Cut and paste. We apply the change. Old news by this time. This is bind. Bind.svg. Close without saving. Go back over here. We then grab binder. Here we go. Here's binder. Go in here, we paste the value. We apply the change. Binder.svg. Close without saving. Print out. Just confirm print. There we go. And then we go out like that. Print out. So we undo. There's print out. Cut the value, paste it, apply. Print out, one word. .svg. Close without saving. Demonstration. So let's see what demonstration is. Demonstrate and then shun. Okay. Demonstration. Cut the value. Paste it. Apply the change. Demonstration.svg. Cut the value. Close. Back over. No more. No more.svg. Then there. Okay. Grab the outline, paste. We apply. Then there. Close without saving. Allude. And then we have all these on the other side too, huh? Okay. So we have allude. Here we go. We have allude. There we go. Allude. There we go. Oh, hold on. Yeah, that works. Cut the value. Paste. Apply. Not all caps. Allude.svg. Close without saving. Drag. There's drag. And cleanups. Cleanups. Here we go. Clean. Okay. Clean up. Just clean up would be good. There's cleanup. Export. Cleanup.svg. Unprocessed. So there's unprocessed. Now, process, I think, was just the... There we go. Unprocessed. Got the value. Paste. Alt-Shift. Shift-B. Convert. Unprocessed. Unclear. Unclear.svg. Close without saving. Grab the file. Pop. Cut. Paste. Apply the change. Throw the file up on the website. Close without saving. Banal. So this is one of those where I don't know exactly which form it should be, but I'm going to go ahead and say that it's banal. So we go null, and then the L goes underneath. So we go banal. There we go. Cut. Paste the value. Oh, hold on. Alt-Shift-V. Turn it into a pathway. Export the pathway as the word banal.svg. Close without saving. Go back in. Add that gave. There's that gave. Close down the file. Undo. Okay. Stored. Cut. Paste. We apply the change. Stored. Close without changing. Need by. Make the D stroke just a little shorter. Cut the value. Paste it. Need by.svg. Close without saving. Backside. And side has a double. There we go. Cut. Paste. Convert into a path. Close without saving. Germain. Okay. Cut the value. Paste. Apply the change. Germain.svg. Close without saving. Go back in here. We're going to change the stroke for German. So there's German. 2 strokes underneath in order to show that it is a proper noun. Paste the value. Turn into a pathway. German.svg. Yes, we do want to replace the value. Close. Then we have his own. We have his own. Okay. Cut the value. We paste the value. Apply the change. Export the change. His own.svg. Close down the file. Go back in. Catch. So we curve up over the top for this one. Up, over, and back down. Cut the value. Paste the value. Export. Catch.svg. Close without saving. Go back over. His attention. There's his attention. Okay. Apply the change. His attention.svg. Close without saving. Self-explanatory. So explanatory. Let's look that up. Explanatory. There's explanatory at the end. Okay, here we go. And then underneath. There we go. And then self-explanatory, you simply put the S in front of that. So that's explanatory, and then self-explanatory adds the S in front. Because if you remember, we looked it up. All of them have just the S in front. Okay? So, in fact, one thing, let's put the S forward just a little bit more. Just to show. Like that. Okay? Grab the characters. Paste them here. Self-explanatory.svg. Now this is actually hyphenated, so let's go self-explanatory.svg. Okay, close it. And we go back over here. It goes. So this one is, we go up. So stroke up, and then you do the GS. Cut the value. Paste. Apply the change. It goes.svg. Close without saying. He would. Cut the value. Apply the change. He would.svg. Close without saving. Let's go ahead and do another modified version while I'm here, and that is he would say. There we go. Cut the value. Paste the value. Ooh, that's not really differentiated enough. Undo. Cut the value. Paste. Export. Close without saving. Augustus. So we have August. Here we go. Here's Augustus. Cut. Paste. Apply the change. That's not correct. We misspelled Augustus. Go ahead and leave it though. Right, here we go. Apply the change. Keep on going. Here's De Morgan. Morgan, there we go. Cut the value. Paste. De Morgan. Close without saving. Getting close to finishing these, which is nice. Then we go back to the copywork. Fifth. Cut the value. Paste. Fifth. .svg. Close the file. Go back in. to GIMP, add 11. There's 11. This one probably should have an extra E. An extra E. There we go. Cut the value. Paste the value. Apply the change. Export. 11.svg. Close without saving. Appendices. For this we need appendix. And then we simply throw the curve down on the base. And there's appendices. Just make it just a little bit bigger. There's appendices. Cut the value. Paste the value. Cut this value, close without saving. Select. Sixth. Apply the change. Close down. As any. As any. Apply the change. As any.svg. Close down the file. Multitude. There's multitude. Cut the value. Paste. Apply the change. Export. Multitude.svg. It already exists. Let me take a look. It says that multitude already exists. Oh. Had I misspelled it, I wonder? Probably. Okay, well, in that case, we don't have to have it. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and get rid of this one. Close without saving. Go back over here. And we'll just add horseman. And call it good. Then we go back to Sonke Ahrens. Okay, there's horseman. Hold on. This one, I think we have to do... Do we do the disjointed or the backwards S? Let's see here. No, no you don't. So it does end up looking a little bit like a U-hook. So let's go ahead and grab the value. Let's cut the value, and we'll paste the value over here. Cut it. We apply the change. And this is horseman. .svg. Close without saving. And we go back over here. And... okay. That takes care of all of the words. We're now all caught up for right now. Okay. So let's now what I need to do is I'm going to close GIMP. And I'm going to close Inkscape, and we're going to, or I'm going to go ahead and open up Journal again. And we're going to finish up this last page of Sonke's book. So let's open up a recent document. We're going to open up 2.6. Put it on over here. Okay, and I'm going to go over to, let's see, going to go over to OBS, and let's go over there to OBS. We're going to go to the Gregg website and go ahead and add some elements. So we need to add one existing. There we go. Let's make this one a little smaller. Resize. Drop in level. There we go. Good. And we also need to make sure that we have Journal set so that it is showing the correct page. Okay. And it is indeed showing the correct page. It is correctly oriented, the whole 9 yards. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay. Ready to get back to work. All right. So I've got the page all pulled up, all set and ready to go. Let's now go ahead and continue the work. Okay. So got notes pulled up in case I'm ready to go ahead and take some notes here. Let's see. Where were we? In one place. When you close the folder, right? So let's see. The same applies to the reference system in Zotero, combined in one place. When you close the folder for your current project, so I'm going to go ahead and zoom in just a little bit so that I can see this. So when you close the folder for your current project, So this is let's go ahead and move this over. There we go. When you close, let's close, right? Let me just make sure. Yes. When you close the folder for your current project, when you close the folder for your current current is going to be KRNT. So that would be current, KRNT. Okay, let's go ahead and confirm that that is the case. Oh, they do want, so there should be an E in between. So we'll go ahead and add that. Here we go. For your current project, in the evening, and nothing is left on your desk. So when you close your folder for your current project in the evening, and nothing is left on your desk, and nothing is left on your desk other than pen and paper. Other than pen and paper, you know that you have achieved a clear separation. You know that you have achieved. What would achieved be? You have achieved. That would be, that's probably achieved. They are wanting the A in front. Achieved, achieve. That you have achieved. A clear separation. And then I think separation, that's the SE, and is that SEPR? I think it has to be SEPR. Yes, SEPR. Shun. You have achieved a clear separation between fleeting permanent and project-related notes. And project related notes. And that's it. So this is the end of number 6. So we can go ahead and close the page down. We'll go ahead and delete this one. We'll delete this page of the journal. And that's it for this. That's it for this document. Okay. Moving on to the next one. Number 7. Okay, so we're going to go ahead. It's going to be 207. So let's go ahead and open another document. Same template. And we're going to save this in how to take smart notes. And this is going to be chapter 2, 7. 0207. Okay, and this one, we're going to go ahead and label this one as page number 1. Okay. Going on over to the column. Save the document. Okay. And we now go on. Number 7. Nobody ever starts from scratch. Nobody ever starts from scratch. Okay. And double lines for number 7. And then here's a quote. The white sheet of paper. I want to make sure that I have white in the lineup. I do, and it has to have an H in front of it. Okay. The white sheet of paper. Double lines. Or today, the blank screen. Or today, the blank screen. Is a fundamental misunderstanding. Is a fundamental misunderstanding. Okay. Double lines. Nasehi is the name. Nasehi. So that's going to be Nasehi. Nasehi. Boy, that is an interesting. How would you do that? Nasehi. 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 Oh boy. N-A-S-E with an H. I think that's probably all we can do. Now the problem with having a dot here is that unless, well, now if we put a dot up at the top, that could be like nachsehi or something. And of course, if some names are just too difficult to try and transcribe in shorthand, then you just write it out longhand. So this is 2015, page 185. Okay, and then here's the new line. The process of writing is vastly misunderstood. Is vastly it's a fundamental misunderstanding. So, we just did it. So this is misunderstanding. So if we have this over the top, and then we put this guy underneath, misunderstanding. The process of writing is vastly misunderstood. So we still have the same miss under, and then we do stu, like that. Because if you look up misunderstood, misunderstood, okay? Misunderstood. If you grab off the shelf a random study guide, if you grab off the shelf, if you, and I think grab has to be the full thing, right? If you grab off, let me check grab. Yes. Okay. If you grab off the shelf a random study guide, that doesn't look like random. I'm pretty sure. Ooh, let's take a look. No, you want ran, then diem at that point. Okay. If you grab off the shelf a random study guide or self-help book, and self-help, if you remember, is the forward-facing S. Self-help book. Yeah, because extra is the S that faces away. Yes, forward-facing. Or facing away from the line of writing. Self-help book on writing. On writing. And skim through the first pages. And skim through the first pages, the chances are the chance. That is going to be the chance. And let's see what plural would be. So if we go, yes, there's chance, and then chances is simply the S turned back in on itself. Simply the chances are that you will encounter something like this. The chances are that you will encounter something like this. Quote, to make your research more efficient, to make your research more efficient. That's not, I don't think that's efficient, but let's efficient. There we go. Okay, yeah, it's not quite that. It's efficient and then the T. Efficient. To make your research more efficient, your first step should be, so comma, your first step should be to narrow the aspect you choose to narrow the aspect you choose. Let me check aspect. That's aspect. Check choose. The aspect you choose. To narrow the aspect you choose. Okay. To focus on, you choose. To focus on. And also formulate an explicit question. You choose to focus on and also formulate. And also formulate. It's a separated U stroke. Okay. You formulate. Okay. Also formulate an explicit question. Formulate an explicit question. That your research and analysis will address. That your research and analysis. I think, let's take a look and see what that stroke would look like. Analysis. That's a little bit more complex, I think, than Gregg would want. So let's go ahead and take a look. Analysis. It's all right. It's almost there. It's almost there. It definitely is in the right ballpark as far as the theory goes. Analysis. That your research and analysis will address. Will and then address. I seem to remember that that's just DR, correct? ADR. Yep, ADR. Okay. Okay. That your research and analysis will address. Close the quote. The source for this was Guide to Academic Writing. So this, we'll go ahead and open up the reference. Easier to do that than put it at the bottom. So this one is Guide to Academic Writing. Is that guide? Yes. So here we go. Guide to Academic Writing, English and American Studies. English and American Studies and American. So let's take a look. And American Studies. Studies, and that's probably up at the top as well. So we go ahead and do that value here. Studies. Okay. University of Beirut. Beirut. And it's an R-E-U-T-H, so it's not Beirut. It's probably Beirut. Or it could be Bayreuth. Not sure. And American Studies, so that's part of the title. So now let's go ahead and do University. University of, I'm gonna say it's Beirut. Let's put this in under Beirut. Okay. Okay. So, Beirut. Let me look up how to say that. There's pronunciation. Bayreuth. 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 Okay, so that's how you say it correctly. So in that case then, we would want to do Bayreuth. So that would be by Reut. Oit. There we go. So we do the diphthong by Reut. Like that. Okay? Okay. Bayreuth. And that's the end of the reference. Okay? Now, almost always the decision on the topic almost always. Is that correct? Almost? Almost? Really? Drawing a blank for a second. Yeah? Oh, interesting. That's an MO. Oh, no, is that an S? Well, if it's an S, then it curves forward quite a bit. So almost always. Let's take a look at the difference and then always. Always. Okay. Almost always. The decision on the topic. Almost always. The decision on the and then topic should be TPK, right? We take a look at topic, TPK. That's exactly what it is. Almost always, the decision on the topic is presented as the necessary first step. Almost always, the decision on the topic is presented presented unpresented is presented. PR. Hold on. Haven't I done... I've done PR before, right? Why am I... Yeah. Interesting. Okay, is presented. Oh, that's represent. Okay. Is almost always presented as the necessary first step. As the necessary first step, after which follows everything else. After which follows everything else. Like in this guide. Like in this guide. Like in this guide, so this is guide, and then we have the colon underneath. When you have chosen a topic that is right for you, when you have chosen, let's take a look and see chosen. Okay, I was heading in the right direction. I thought that there was an N afterwards, so that's good. Just got to keep on pushing forward. That you have chosen. When you have chosen a topic, let's go put another page below this. Page number 2. Save it. Okay, where are we? When you have chosen a topic that is right for you, having taken into consideration that is right for you, having taken into consideration. Is that consideration? Consideration is the shortened one. Yeah, that's right. It's just KNS. Cons. Taken into cons. Your personal interest. Your personal. Let's look up personal. Okay, so that's just a U hook underneath. Okay, your personal. Go ahead, take this and curve it underneath to give you the U hook. Either personal having taken into consideration your personal interests and any necessary background and any necessary background. This is going to have to be moved up to the next line. Background. Background. Okay. And background knowledge that may be needed. That may be needed. Assess the availability of sources. Assess. There it is. Assess the what would be availability? Assess the availability. I seem to remember that is going to be a brief form of some sort. Yes. Oh. Interesting. Look at this. This is an example where you want to do availability. And ability is the disjointed B. So this one we need to add. I need to add a stroke to this one. Okay. So for this one, what we have to do is we go AV and then a disjointed B, because a disjointed B stands for ability. So we have availability. Okay. Okay, and so let's go ahead and there is ability, availability. All right. Moving on. Of sources. And sources, so that's sources. Take a look at sources. It does indeed curve back in, which is good. Okay. All right. Period. It's the end of the quote. And writing and style guide for university papers. Writing and style guide is the source for this. Writing and style guide for university papers. University. Writing and style guide for, and I think that's university. Let me check. Yep, there's university. Oh, one E too many. So let me go ahead and pull that out. Okay. And going on. University papers and assignments. Papers, university papers, and where's assignments? There it is. And assignments. University papers and assignments. First version. First version. Pretty sure that's version right there. Prepared by François-Pierre Gingras. Let me check to see if that is indeed version. Not quite. So it has to have... Oh, that's right. This is the R. This is version. Version. Okay. So let's go ahead and grab that. We have version. Okay. First version prepared by François-Pierre Gingras. Prepared. That's prepared. Prepped. I think that's prepared. Yes. Good. So that's prepared. Prepared by, and then this guy's name, by François-Pierre Gingras. By François. I don't know what Francois means, or Francois, but that's going to be good enough for now. Prepared by François-Pierre Pierre. We'll just call it that. By François-Pierre Gingras. Gingras. 1998. Okay. School of Political Studies. and then political. So let's do this. Here we go, political. Of political studies. Okay. Career of Political, School of Political Studies, Faculty of Social Sciences. Faculty. Check faculty. Here we go. Faculty of social, that is. I think that's social. Of social sciences. Check. Science. Here we go. University of Ottawa. Okay, that should be university, right? Yes. University of Ottawa. I'm pretty sure I have Ottawa in the lineup. Ottawa. Okay. University of Ottawa. And that's the end of this quote, and we can just go back. Thereafter, you will certainly find thereafter you will certainly find a multi-step plan you are supposed to follow. Thereafter, you will certainly find a multi-step. Let's check and see. I'm pretty sure that was added to the dictionary. Nope, multi-step has not been added. Okay. Okay. You will find a multi-step plan. You are supposed to follow. You are supposed to follow. Yeah. I don't like the look of that, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this one. I want to put it just on 2 to follow. Be it 12 steps. Be it 12 steps. Be it 12 steps or what? Let's keep on going. According to the Academic Skills and Learning Center. Okay. According to the Academic and Learning Center. Academic, according to the Academic, where's that? Skills the Academic Skills and Learning Center of the Australian National University of the Australian. Let's look up Australia. I don't know. It's probably not in there. Yeah. Australian. Yeah, that's Australian. That should work. Australian. Australian and also Australia need to be added. Okay. National University. National. Oh, nope, that's not right. There's national. National, and then university again. University. Yeah, at least I got that one down. Or 8. Man, all the steps. Or 8. Do I have 8 in the system? Yep, perfect. Or 8. If you go with the recommendation of the Writing Center, if you go with the recommendation, recommendation. What is recommendation? There it is. Recommendation. With the recommendation of who? Recommendations of the you go, or 8 if you go with the recommendations of the Writing Center, of the Writing Center of the University of Wisconsin, that's crazy that this many universities would not have a good system. It's crazy. University of Wisconsin. No. So there's Wisconsin. Wisconsin. Okay. Okay, so we've got those. We have those, Wisconsin. The rough order is always the same. So, comma. The rough. That's going to be R of. I'm sure that's R rough. Is that rough? No, that'd be rough. No? Oh, hold on. No, that is correct. It's just that they curve this a little bit. It's not quite as extreme. Yeah, it doesn't come up. It stays down. Curve stays down, and then the F goes below. The rough order is always the same. And order is always the same. Make is always the same. Make a decision on what to write about. Make a decision. I'm confusing it. Decision. Yeah. On what to write about. Make a decision on what to write about. Plan your research. Plan your research. Do your research. Do your research. And what else? Do your research. Write. Interestingly enough, interestingly, pretty sure that has the ling at the end. Interestingly. Okay, that's one. Ouch. So that's one phrase that that's one word that I do want to add to the dictionary is interestingly. Let's try it here. Interestingly. Okay. Enough. Interestingly enough. And is enough. I think that's enough. Yep. Interestingly enough, these roadmaps usually come with the concession. Usually, I think that's, isn't that usually? Or is it a disjointed? Usually. Oh, that's right. It goes oo-e. Because the other one, usual, is ouj. Usually come with. Usually come with the. Come with the concession. Let's see what concession is. Yeah, there's concession. Usually come with the concession that it is only an idealized plan. That it is only an, what is ideal? Ideal. Ideal, I think. So if we take add, flip it up over the top, and then idealized. Let's take a look at that. Or is it just ideal? That this is an idealized. Idealized. Yep, that's right. Good. All right. That this is an idealized plan, and that in reality and that in reality, it rarely works like that. That in reality, it rarely works like that. This is certainly true. This is certainly true. Why not root the course of action in reality instead? No. Interestingly enough, these roadmaps usually come with the concession that this is, that this is, that this is only an idealized plan, and that in reality it rarely works like that. This is certainly true. Writing can't be that linear. Writing can't be that literal. What is literal? Have I ever done that one before? Well, I know I have. Is it just that? Is it just literal? Unless it does an E over the top, which is possible. Ah, that's right. Okay. Writing can't be that linear. It's not literal. Writing can't be that linear. So let me check linear. Okay, there's linear. Linear, okay. The obvious question is, the obvious, is that what obvious is? Okay, that's just the OBV, yep, as I was doing earlier. The obvious question is, if that is true, if that is true, why not root the course of action? Why not root the course of action in reality instead? In reality instead. And action. There you go. That's the paragraph. So let's go ahead and read back through the whole thing. Make sure that it's all legible. That was a lot. That was almost the full page. Wow. Here we go. So this is number 7, and this is nobody ever starts from scratch. Boy, that's so comforting. And then the line is the white sheet or paper, or today the blank screen is a misunderstanding. Is a misunderstanding. And that was according to Nasahi, yeah. I still don't know how to say his name in Gregg, but that's okay. And we're going on. And that was 2015, page 158. The process of writing is vastly misunderstood. If you grab off, what is that? If you grab off the shelf, yeah. If you grab off the shelf, what is this? This is random, a random study guide or self-help book on writing, and skim through the first pages, the chances are that you will encounter something like this. To make you, is that right? To make you your research more efficient, your first step should be to narrow the ASPK, the aspect. Is that aspect? Yes, aspect of choice, to narrow the aspect of choice. Is that right? Aspect you choose. Aspect you choose to focus on, and is that right? The aspect you choose to focus on, and also formulate what is that? This is ESPL. ESPLST. What is that? That is explicit? Is that explicit? Yes. Explicit question that you can that your research and analysis, that your analysis will AMR, that your analysis will address. That's AD. ADR. ADR. Okay. Okay. Address. And that one was from Guide to Academic Writing, English and American Studies, University of Bayreuth. Yep, University of Bayreuth. Oh, what is this? Almost always the decision on the topic is presented as if necessary first, as unnecessary. Did I forget a dot? I think I did. Almost always the decision on the topic is presented as the necessary. Oh, that's what it is. As the necessary first step. What is that? AFT, affect. Affective, or is that affected? Affect, which a necessary first. Let's see here. Almost always the decision on the topic is presented as the necessary first step after. Ah, okay. After which force, after which follows everything. Yes, that is after which follows everything. Also, let's see. Also. Is that also or is that less? Wait, why can't I see this? Where is it? Like everything else. That's everything else. That's part of the same sentence. Okay, that's what it is. Everything else, like in this guide. When you have chosen a topic that is when you have chosen a topic that is right for you, having taken into consideration your what? Yeah, it's personal. Oh, yeah, that's right. Your personal interests and any necessary. I need to confirm that that's necessary because I think necessarily is then has the E under it, right? Yes, good. All right. Necessary, any necessary a background knowledge that might be, yeah, so background knowledge that might need assess, that might need that might be needed, that's right. Assess the availability. That's right. Assess the availability of sources. Assess the availability of sources. And this was from writing and style guide for the university? That was the writing and style guide for university papers. There we go. For university papers and assignments. Assignments. For first prepared. First what? Oh, first version. That's it. First version prepared by Francois Pierre Ging Gingal Ging Gingal Gin. What was that one? It was Gingra. That's right. Gingra. 1998. And then it jumps back, right? No, it's school. Oh, that's right. School is SKL, not SKOL. SKL. School of Political. Yeah, that's political. Studies. That's not, is that faculty? Yes, that is. That's Faculty of Social Sciences. Faculty of Social Sciences, University of Ottawa. Okay. And then this one is thereafter, which reminds me, did I add, is that in there? Yes. Oh, no tea. No tea. No spilling the tea. All right. Thereafter, you will certainly find a multi-step plan. A multi-step plan of order. No, you will find a multi-step plan you are supposed to follow. Be it. I think B does have to. Nope. Be it. Yep. Be it 12 steps according to the academic skills and learning center of Australia, of the Australian National University, or 8 if you go with the recommendations of the Writing Center of the University of what? Of Wisconsin, of Wisconsin. The rough order is, now order, yeah, here we go. The rough order is always the same. Make a decision on what to write about. Plan your research. Do your research. Write. Interestingly enough, these are orders. Interestingly enough, these road maps usually come with the concession that this is only an idealized plan, and that in reality it rarely works like that. This is certainly true. Writing cannot be that linear. The obvious question is, if that is true, why not root? Why not root R-U-T? Interesting. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put that in then. Why not root the course of, now course needs to be oh, yeah, I did that wrong. Why not root the course of action in reality instead? And this should be a question mark. All right. So that I'm done for right now. I'll take a break, and then I'll be back a little bit later to do a little bit more to finish out the night. Take care. Adios. Okay,